Hello, everybody. Oh, this is a test stream of sorts. So basically today, I wanted to see about live streaming. And I haven't done that in quite a while, so I figured I would do something not too terribly important to the channel. If you're here just for my regular videos, you're not going to miss anything if you miss this stream. However, I would still like it if you guys could come here, check this out. I think it'll be a fun stream either way. So, today, we're just gonna chill out, play some Tower Unite, and I'm gonna answer whatever questions you guys have. So, I don't know if my internet is up for streaming or not, and half of this will be to determine that. We're gonna discover any technical issues that may be going on, such as my 87% dropped frames, holy crap. Ooh, please stand by. We're working on it. I don't have the greatest of internet. So, in any case, streaming on YouTube is needlessly obtuse. Like, I can't have an overlay over my game with my chat. Like, what? Why not? I genuinely don't know why. They won't let you do that. So I've got to play Tower Unite in windowed mode. And have the pop-out chat on standby. You guys can't see it, but my stream setup is so scuffed right now. However, I did get this very nice theme from Streamlabs OBS. And I think that was pretty cool. Oh boy. Today's video actually got lost in processing purgatory. I was up till like 2 in the morning, babysitting that video because occasionally my phone or internet will go out and it'll just stop uploading. So I gotta kind of be there and think, okay, it's more likely for this to finish before I wake up in the morning. Oh my god. I looked at it and it said processing will begin shortly, and I said, oh, awesome, it's done. I went to bed. I woke up in the morning, saw a YouTube comment or two, and I was like, oh yeah, that uploaded. Went and checked my page to see, like, oh, how's this doing? It was not doing. It had not uploaded. To my knowledge, it is still processing. And I don't think it's ever going to finish, so I'm going to have to probably delete that and re-upload it. Whew. It has been a bit of a rough time for YouTube at the moment. Oh boy. Go away, Streamlabs notifications. I have been working on some new stuff, though. Some stuff I think you guys will really like, so that'll be on the channel in the coming time. I don't know exactly when, but I will try and get it up soon. In any case, I'm not going to be one of those streamers who sits for like 2 hours on the live screen and just talks about stuff. I'm going to sit in the game for like 2 hours and talk about stuff. Now, I do have a pop-out chat. I can see you guys, so don't worry about that. I also should probably turn... Oh, yeah, desktop audio is on. Okay. Alrighty. Wait, streamer quick settings. I can display chat. Protect from items. And I will turn name tags off just because. Alrighty. Let's see. New game. I'm just gonna hit the plaza first. I'll waste dozens of hours in the arcade. Come on. Let's go. It's been doing this to me recently. The plaza just does not want to load. And that's either my crappy internet, or there's something up with the game. Come on now. Come on. Come on. Come on. Here, what if we... I'll close that. Takes a lot, and I do mean a lot, of my internet just streaming in the first place. But sometimes it works perfectly well. That's the crappy thing about mobile hotspot data, is some days it'll be amazing. You know, like 4 or 5 megabytes a second download speeds. Some days it's like, oh, I'm sorry, this is a 20 megabyte file? You are asking far too much of me, sir. I am but poor little orphan boy. I cannot do this. No, Google, that was me. I'm giving it everything she's got, Captain. It's okay. It's okay, we'll play some mini-golf. I have played Haven, it's not that bad. Mini-golf is actually one of my least favorites. I have played it a lot, though. A fun fact. I, at one point in my life, wanted to 100% this game. I don't know that I still don't. I may still want to. But, like, holy crap, is that a lot of work. That's the thing. I kind of wonder if anyone has already done it. Don't do this, golf ball. Please don't do this. Oh my. We are off to a bad start. Oh, just one over, that's not bad. I can make up for that. Oh! Oh man, I didn't even intend to hit that. Not my best. Don't you judge me. Yeah, I used to stream this on Twitch, honestly. Which I don't really stream on anymore. Purely just because I'm putting so much of my effort into YouTube. And managing both just seems a little daunting. That and the success rate on Twitch versus YouTube was like night and day. There we go. I think I have like maybe 30 Twitch followers. I don't know. I don't know the Twitch game the same way I know YouTube. And I barely know YouTube, so that's kind of saying something. Okay. Hit you right there. There we go. Oh. Oh boy. This is a bit of a problem here. Oh no, 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 no. Oh, so close. That's fine, we still hit par. Oh, just barely. Just barely. Gonna get an RC golf cart here, eventually. I do like that they give you rewards for doing this kind of stuff, but it's also kind of just... what's the point? Like, a lot of them don't really do anything. Or maybe I just don't have friends to show them off to. That is kind of half the fun. You just go up to your friends and say, hey, look what I got. Admire my undeserved feeling of superiority. Oh! Oh, that wasn't close. Okay, we're catching up. Catching up here. We're at 15 and the front is 35. I wonder. Well, it's not what I was trying to do, but still. Okay, carefully now. Careful. Oh, nice. Nice, okay. Alright. Alright, I think we're caught up now. We'll take just one moment. Look at my Streamlabs. What are we at here? Yo, Retro! Actually decent at golf. Canon lore. No, I just look that way. I only appear to be good at golf. I haven't played golf in real life. I have, however, played mini golf, and I only cheated twice. Okay, that was shithouse luck. I was with my younger sister, and we were at Santa Cruz, and we were like, 12 or 13. And you go through the mini golf course, and it's not like there's chaperones watching you. So eventually, I just kind of got the idea of, like, what if I just, like, push this over to the hole with the golf club? And my sister saw me do that and was like, yo, dude, you're cheating. And I was like, I'm not cheating, I'm just helping in a cheatful way. I was in fact cheating at mini-golf. I don't know why, it's not like there was a prize for doing well or anything. Oh my god. Oh. This one. Oh my god. Okay, come on. Come on. Oh, there we go. Oh, you were kidding me. Okay, okay. Better. I feel that. Ever play Wii golfing, though? I obliterated my GF in that a few days ago. I actually have played Wii golfing. Fun fact, I did not have a Wii until way after it was... Oh, you... Until way after it was cool to have a Wii. Some of my friends did have one. And I would play it at their house constantly. They had it all the time, it wasn't that crazy to them, but I was like, can we play your Wii? Can we interact with this, like, magical machine I can't fathom? And they're like, yeah. Yeah, sure, Retro, yeah. We can play the Wii. When I did get a Wii, though, the only two games I had were Pokemon Battle Arena, I think it's called. From a generation of Pokemon I have not played. And Fortune Street, which is like Mario Party, but with stocks and no minigames. It's surprisingly more fun than it sounds, and less fun than it sounds at the same time. Ooh. Alright, come on. Let's, seems to be having a little trouble here. Sink in the butt. Nice delivery. Well performed. He's a bit behind here. Gonna take a bit of skill for him to catch up here. This is my golf announcer voice that so irritates my friends when I do it, but it also makes them laugh at the same time. Alright, alright. We're like several shots behind now. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Oh, well, we'll at least make par. Okay. For all the rank I have in this game, like, I'm in Legend in terms of experience. However, that's not because I do well. It's just because I've bashed my head into the wall long enough that I eventually got experience. You gotta get that... Oh! Come on. Hit the first one. Oh, yes! Honestly, Wii was 100% ahead of its time. Sadly, stopped making them. Same with the GameCube. Also, real quick, there's a lot of weird stream lag. Is your YouTube bugging out? No, it's probably just my internet at this point. Yeah. This is kind of a test stream. I wanted to see if I'm up for it. We can stick it out, see if it gets better. If it gets, like, inexcusable, I can try and restart the stream. No, Wii was really ahead of its time. That was when Nintendo was still really cool. Like, I like the Switch. It just doesn't feel crazy innovative in the same way a lot of other Nintendo products did. It is cool that it can be like a handheld and a console. That was style. Okay. But I was not too crazy motivated to get one. I do have a friend who's going to give me hers, though, so that's pretty cool. Oh, no, 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 no. No, honestly, I haven't owned a game console since the Xbox 360. which was one of my favorite consoles ever. Oh man. I think those Xbox Live days with like Call of Duty, Modern Warfare 2 and 3, Black Ops 1, that was some of the most fun I ever had playing video games. This, however, well, that's another story. So, what do we want to do here? Hit this slightly. And hit that hard. Okay, okay. Ah, it sucks. I've had really bad internet before, but it seems just video's affected. Audio is good, though. And yeah, the Switch is cool, it just sucks how pricey they were for a while. Never had an Xbox. Still have all the PlayStations, though. I was a die-hard Xbox fanboy, but I will give the PlayStation my respectful knight's nod. PlayStation was really solid, especially like 1 and 2. Shit, even PS3. I've never really played a PS4 all that much, though. I still keep forgetting that PS5 exists. That feels like a joke. It was like back in the day when me and my friends used to talk about, the Xbox 720 or the Xbox Unlimited. I had a PS2 for goddamn ever, though. Like, I had that well into the Xbox 360 era. Should I do... We got our PS2 in, like, the early 2000s, like, 2023 to 5, maybe? I was pretty damn young, I don't remember. And I think it only ever actually kicked the bucket in, like, 2017 or 18. That thing was only a little bit younger than me at that point. Man, my one console from back in the day I wish we still had. I have a new one now, but I wish we had our old Nintendo 64. That was my actual first console, and oh, I love that thing. I do have a new one and all the games we used to have for it, though. The story of how I got that was kind of funny. So me and my friend, we used to go to this retro game store. It's called, like, Blue Shell or something. It's far enough away from where I live. I'm not worried about, like, doxing myself. But they always had N64 games, but they never had an N64. We had to go on Craigslist to get one, and it was like a 2-hour drive to where we had to go. We got up, like, really early in the morning. We start driving down there. We texted them really early in the morning. And we waited, like, half the drive. We were about a third of the way there when we texted them and were like, hey, can we come pick this up today? It took them forever to respond, but finally they said yes, and we're like, oh, thank God, we didn't drive all this way for nothing. Oh, you've got to do this over. Oh, wait, no. We get there. It's... Bear in mind, this is like a 3-hour drive from where I live. The lady was cool, though. It was like... Shit, it was like 120 bucks or something. But I got a bunch of games with it, some of which I didn't have. And on the way back, it's now nighttime. We're driving back, we're on a highway. And his car goes like... Just shuts off, and we're like, oh shit. be a hole-in-one. So he pulls the car off to the side of the highway, where you're not really supposed to pull over. There's not a lot of room. And he's like, fuck, dude, I'm out of gas. We'll do another one. We'll do another mini golf. And we just kind of sit there and look at each other like, well, shit. You know, what do we do now? Fortunately, we're like a half a mile from a gas station. He doesn't have a gas can. But we walk there. I mean, we'll carry gas back cupped in our hands if we have to. We're gonna get to that gas station and get home. We finally get there. We tried to hail like 4 people on the way. Nobody stopped. Like, the cops drove right past us, and I was like, shouldn't you be, like, willing to help us? We're kind of breaking the law here by walking on the side of the freeway, or highway. I think it's freeway. It was like an overpass. No, he just kept going. We get to the gas station. Thank God they have gas cans. We walk another half mile back. Finally fill up the car. Get home like an hour and a half later than we wanted to, and it was just like, oh my god, man. Like, what a goddamn day. And then the moment I turned on Mario Party 3, and I heard that Woody Woods music again, all of my, like, frustrations and fatigue just melted away, and I was like, today is a good day. Oh, man, those old N64 Mario Party games just hit different. I really do like Mario Party 4, like the GameCube one, and I haven't played a lot of the middle stuff until Super Mario Party. But it doesn't hit the same to me. Probably because I didn't grow up with it. It is really solid and well made. The only thing I don't like are the boards. They just don't feel that interesting. Then again, to be fair, and criticize my favorite Mario Party, half the Mario Party 3 maps are like, oh, don't play that one sucks. Or it's got a thing in it that was bullshit. Alright, here we go, here we go, here we go. I wanted to try Mario Party Superstars, which, by the way, stole my idea. Because, I had the idea for Mario Party All-Stars back when Super Mario Party came out. I was like, no man, why didn't they just, like, do a bunch of the old maps and minigames, put some stuff together, and make it like a tribute to the old Mario Party games. You know, call it Mario Party All-Stars. Like Mario All-Stars. And they remade it as... well, they made the idea as Mario Party Superstars. I'm sure they had a bug in the tiny crack shack room me and my friend used to play Mario Party in. Oh man, I had this friend, he was the one who, like, one of the few who lived in walking distance of me, because I didn't always have a car. At that point in time, I did sometimes, but my mom and dad still needed it. Like, it wasn't my car, but I could drive it. So sometimes I had to walk there. And I'm from California, so it's stupidly hot. Like, just driving there for, like, 3 to 5 minutes was uncomfortable because of the heat. And, like, so many cars, probably like one you have, the AC doesn't work well. That's okay. That's okay. Let it roll. But we'd walk there sometimes. It's like a 5-minute drive, but it's about a 30... Probably a 30-minute walk in the summer. Much worse. And then we'd finally get there, and he has this tiny little crack shack detached room with like one stationary AC fan that you're supposed to put in your window. Oh my god, that would get miserable in the summer. Not to mention his big TV. Like, you could sit there and just feel the heat radiating off of it. It's like playing Mario Party in a toaster oven. Oh no. That was always like a dirty room. Pretty sure the guy had some depression going on, like... Or shit, I would know. We did, though. We helped him clean it out one day. Me, him, and his girlfriend, we all got together. We helped him clean all the shit out. That was good. Bro, I've owned some shit cars before, and I'm from coastal Texas. I know how horrid bad cars in the summer can be. 105 outside. Yes! Yes, you understand! Oh my god. It's miserable. Miserable here in the summer. I don't remember our hottest temperature. I think our hottest was like maybe 110. Maybe, and I could be way off. Oh man. I'm glad it's not humid. They say like, oh, it's just dry heat. That's not as bad. Like, bro, I've had a quarter branded onto my thigh before. Like, it's... it's not a whole lot better. Oh, I refuse to wear shorts in a car in the summer. You catch that hot seatbelt? Or like the penny someone left on the seat with your thigh? Your ass is getting branded, quite literally. I don't wear shorts at all, come to think of it. Very, very seldom. I don't know why. I did as a kid, but then one day, something just clicked in my brain, and I'm like, I'm never doing this again. Oh my. Oh, that was actually... that was actually pretty good. Oh, the one bad... well, there's several bad things about summer here. One of the worst ones, though, is just like we live in, like a double-wide trailer, not like a house with a foundation. We don't have an AC, and it's largely made of metal. And one thing that always happens in the summer, the power goes out. Yeah, but human suck's even worse because everything, especially leather, feels like it was coated in slime. Absolutely horrid. Oh, no, we've had a little bit of humidity before. I don't care for that either. Still, though. Those days where it's like over 100 degrees, dry or otherwise, it's... that shit is terrible. I want to live on the coast, like the California coast. Where people are like, oh, it's such a hot day, it's 85 out. Like 85 to 90 is kind of nothing. That never bothers me. I do miss that car, though. As crappy as the AC was, the heater usually worked pretty good, and that was probably because the engine was usually slightly overheating. It was not my fault, but I was the one driving it when it broke down. So of course it felt like it was my fault. Oh, I used to vape at the time, and it was right before the California ban on flavored vapes. So I was going to our local gas station. I was like, I gotta get as many of these before the ban kicks in. I drive down there. Everything's okay. I go in the store. I get my stuff. They even had a deal going on. They were like, yeah. We'll give you these for like 10 bucks each. We just gotta get rid of them. And I was like, oh, cool beans. Lung cancer has never been so convenient and cheap. I get out and I notice there's a ton of water under my car. There's a 98 Ford Ranger, same year I was born. That car and I were born for each other. And I look at that and I'm like, that's not good. However, it's happened before. And usually, because I didn't drive very far, I'll throw the water that we keep in the truck bed into the radiator and it'll be fine. Not a big deal. I pour the water in, get in the truck. It makes kind of a funny noise when it's starting up. It's like... I was like, oh well. Just hope we'll get home. I'll tell Dad something's up with the truck. Among the myriad of other things that are up with the truck. I'm driving down this really shitty, no divider, barely 2-lane road. And I start smelling like burning. And I think, oh shit. This is not good. Oh, neither is this... Oh my god, no, I'm messing up out here. I'm going down this road, I'm thinking, oh my god, just please get me off of this road. Or to a place where I can pull over. Better yet, please get me home. And I can tell Dad, hey, I think the truck's on its absolute last legs. I have the windows down. I can smell the burning. And I'm like, that's not burning brakes, that's burning engine. I'm sitting there like, oh, shit, man. I'm like praying to whatever divine other will listen. Like, I don't want my car to break down on this shitty road. Finally, I get off the bad road. I'm like, okay. Now the car is starting to slow down. I'm just thinking, oh shit, okay. Make it home, though. Like, we're 5 minutes away from home. I can make it. I'm getting to this hill. And I notice the truck is kind of barely moving forwards. I give it a little gas. It maintains that speed, but doesn't go any faster. Oh, exactly. I was flooring it. I've got my foot all the way on the gas pedal. It's going like 15 miles an hour. I get off the road. I pull over. I shut the truck off and it kind of goes like... And I just sit there and I'm like, oh my god. Like, oh my god, I didn't put enough water in. It overheated. Dad's gonna be so pissed. I open the hood, there's just like smoke billowing out of it, and I just think, oh, that's not good. I sit there with it open. Some people drive past me. They don't stop and think like, hey man, you need some help? That looks like your truck very narrowly avoided catching fire. They just kind of slow down and look. And I'm like, yeah, thanks guys. I'll appreciate it. I appreciate, like, the slow, judgmental stare. And I'm sitting there, I'm Googling shit on my phone, like, where do you put oil in a Ford Ranger? Because my first thought is, it had water, it's probably out of oil and the engine overheated. I pour the rest of the water in the truck. I open the oil cap, there's plenty of oil. And I think, oh shit, man, you know, like, how am I gonna get home? I'm gonna have to walk the rest of the way. I'm just like sitting there leaning on the truck, sadly drinking a Mountain Dew. Or like with the hood open, trying to pretend I know what I'm doing. But finally, this guy I knew, who shopped at the store I worked at, he stopped with his wife and was like, hey man, you doing okay? Your truck looks pretty bad. And I was like, no, I'm not. Can you give me a hand here? And he got out, we took a look at it. And he's like, yeah, I don't know what the problem is, man. We get home, I couldn't call anybody because I didn't have service where I was. So he gave me a ride home. I tell my dad, I was like, hey dad, I fucked up. Fortunately, he was cool about it. He's like, oh yeah, no, I'm surprised that didn't happen sooner. I just thought for a second, like, oh, you're really gonna let me drive that truck knowing this would happen? But honestly, like, thank God it happened there, and not on the highway, or on the shitty road, or going downhill, on the shitty road. No, I love that truck, though. Oh, I used to take it to work all the time. And half the time, whenever I got done, I'd just be like, I don't want to go home yet. I'm still kind of pissed off from working retail. I'm just gonna go drive around and listen to music. The sound system was surprisingly good. I almost deafened my sister and I playing Sabaton one time. I didn't even know the stereo was all the way up. I think my mom was listening to YouTube on her phone. And I connected my phone that had my volume all the way up. And I was like, yeah, I can't wait to show you this cool band I've been listening to. I hit play. It goes so loud, I can, like, feel it in my forehead. I'm frantically trying to pause or turn down the volume. I just sat there for a second, like, yeah, no, they're not supposed to be that loud. Oh, okay, good. Wait, you're a Sabaton fan? Yeah, not like a super fan, but I have listened to most of their albums. I do like power metal, like, there's probably very basic choices, but Sabaton and Powerwolf, those two I definitely like. I listen to a little bit of everything, honestly. As far as music goes. I had a lot of exposure to classic rock growing up with my dad. Country from my mom, like rap from my older sister. I grew up in the 2000s, so, you know, I had the luxury of radio pop actually being good. I don't know what it is, but, like... 2000s radio pop. From, like, 2008 to 2014, they were just in a groove. Where all the music was pretty good. Like, you didn't even have to be a fan of the genre. You could just turn on the radio and like what was playing. Of course, that was the 2000s. I was probably in my, like, MCR emo phase at the time. I was, like, never really, emo, but all of my friends were. And I was like, I just like the music. Like, I'm hanging out with all these people with, like, black hair, wearing band shirts I don't even know. Occasionally at one point one of my friends had, like, a pierced lip. And I'm just sitting there in, like, a gray hoodie and blue jeans. Like, the one guy who sticks out like a sore thumb. Oh my god, crazy story. That one guy who pierced his lip, he did it himself at school. Like, with a safety pin. And I just sat there like, Jesus Christ, dude. Lucky you didn't get, like, gangrene or something. I don't have any piercings. I've never really wanted one. I don't know what it is. Oh. Stupid hard light barrier. I don't know what it is, but I've never really thought, like, man, I wish I had, like, a screw in my lip. Yeah, no, I watched him do it. He just kind of, like... It was weird. He did not seem perturbed about it. In the slightest. I was like, yeah. After the, after a certain point, it didn't even hurt. It just felt weird. I was like, Jesus Christ, man. You've been eating too much of that dentist stuff. Hey, finally! Oh my god. The par was 3. Our score is gonna be 11. No, my friend group in grade school was just very weird in general. Love those guys, still do to this day. I don't hang out with most of them. Oh, this is the fucking upside down one. Oh my god. I'm shocked the chair didn't break from the weight of that man's titanium balls. No, he was a big dude, too. Like, what you think of when you think of, like, a metalhead. He's got, like, the long curly hair that covers his eyes. Insisted we called him Slipknot. Which I will, because, like, I don't want to say his real name on stream. He also used to refer to our band teacher as Big Mama. I have no idea why. But we all thought it was hilarious. Oh my god, we were the worst band students. I remember, I was in band class. I learned how to play the trombone. Not very well. I think my trombone broke at some point into the school year. Like, I probably messed it up. I probably messed up the trombone. And I just kept pretending to play the whole year. It still sounded okay enough that I'd get like a C on the tests. I don't know what I did to break it, because there were like a couple things. For one, I filled it with water to clean it, and I really think you are not supposed to do that. I used to, like, chew gum while I was playing it. I think I punched it once because it hit my head. And my band teacher saw it and made me explain myself. I just hit my head on this musical instrument and I lightly punched it out of frustration. And he's like, so you got mad at the trombone and you hit the trombone. And I was like, yeah, it's stupid. I know, just quit making me look stupid in front of everybody. I can do that well enough on my own, thank you. You also had me and my friend in that class who were both... We were third and fourth chair trombone. There were only 4 trombones. We were the 2 worst. And we were always being... We were just being dumbasses. All the time. Like, he'd do or say something stupid, and I would lose my shit laughing. And then he'd lose his shit laughing. And my band teacher would just look up at us and be like, oh my god, you guys, again. Come on, yes, oh! Where do we want to go here? Is it... I take it it's purple, right? Yeah, there we go. We also had, like, constant drama with the disciplinary staff about being allowed to stand by our fence. Like, first there was a rock, and that was, like, our place to hang out. It was the rock. What's your favorite SCP faction and 40k faction? And 2, what was the inspiration for your Ganzir series? Okay, good question. 1, my favorite SCP faction... That is a tough one, but if I really had to choose, it'd probably be Church of the Broken God. And SCP faction, I really want to say AdMech. We'll do a different game. But I'd be lying if I said I wasn't a massive Imperial Guard fan. Oh, that is a tough one, and it really depends on the day. I also really like Lamenters. Probably my favorite Space Marine chapter. Aside from that, though, my inspiration for the Ganzir series... Oh, shit. Probably SCP-5000 itself. And I saw a lot of these videos that was like... this song, but you're defending Ganzir from a siege, and I thought about that, and I thought that must have been, you know, such a goddamn epic battle. And at the time I was playing Nuclear Throne, and I was getting really sick of it. Not because it's a bad game, I love Nuclear Throne, don't get me wrong. I've just been playing it every day for a YouTube video. And I was thinking about it, and the other game I wanted to play on my channel was RimWorld. And I kind of thought about how I knew there was an SCP mod, I knew there was Winston Waves. That kind of brewed in my head for a while, and that's how it came to be. Let's see. Let's do Ball Race. Ball Race is great. Let's see. Oh. Chromedro, okay. This one I will say I'm good at. I have, like... You're gonna see it whenever I win, but... I have, like, 6 million Ball Race XP. Me and a friend of mine, we used to play this game constantly. We used to constantly play Ball Race and just talk about deep shit. Speed strats. Yeah, 6,438,000. Bunch of numbers, Ball Race XP. I like Ball Race a normal amount. Ooh, new best. My crowning achievement in this game. I once got, like, top... Oh, my... Don't brag. Don't brag on yourself. I once got, like, top 12 in times on one of the maps. It was like Event Horizon or something, the very last one. At, like, a top 12 time. I have no idea how I did it. I do know, though, that if your game lags, it runs the chance of just shooting you up into the air. Or, like, bouncing you forward at an extreme rate. And you can get some ridiculous times like that. I'm pretty sure that is how most of the top times are gotten. I do know some, like, semi-bullshit speed strats here. That is not one of them. Okay, this one's kinda tricky. Yeah, and I probably messed it up. Yeah. You have to hit that at just the right angle, otherwise it throws you too hard. You know, I have a bunch of ideas for RimWorld stuff I want to do. It's execution that's difficult. There we go. Yeah, what's on the channel now is by no means the last of 40k or SCP that I want to do. But I've got some other stuff in mind. Probably like a smaller mod pack, too. I am rusty at this. I have not played Ball Race in a very long time. I don't really want to go into detail on it too much. I like my stuff to be a surprise. But if I can make it significantly different enough from the AdMech series, I'll do a Church of the Broken God. The only tough one, and this has happened in the AdMech series and in the God of the Dead series. It's a little bit difficult to keep a series going past the initial point when you've kind of got things settled and you're just doing RimWorld-based stuff. I do notice a bit of a drop-off in views when you reach that point. That and just that really irritating snowball effect with the way the YouTube algorithm works. Like, you gotta kind of keep momentum with your viewership. And if you lose that, it can be hard to get it back. Oh boy, bonus stage, free money! Oh, I would really like to do YouTube Shorts if I could. But then I've got to watch all of my videos over again and find, like, clip-worthy moments. That's why YouTube just needs, like, a Shorts studio where you can find one of your videos, open it up, and pick a moment from it to clip and turn into a short. I think that'd be very helpful. I mean, I do like some of the stuff they're doing. I like that you see smaller channels getting recommended more. This feels like the first time in a very long time I've ever seen videos recommended in my feed that had under 100 views. And that's cool, because I feel like you stumble across some cool shit you wouldn't have otherwise seen. Let's go. I remember Pirate Software mentioning something about that, but it might be more for just big channels. I think I remember Pirate Software saying something about that too, but I think it was for YouTube Shorts. He's saying you wanted to uncheck the box that said notify subscribers. Specifically because, you know, I think MatPat called it subscriber burn at one point, where your videos are getting to your subscribers' inboxes, they're not being clicked on, and then YouTube says, oh, okay, you don't want to watch this. Alright, I won't recommend you this. And so, if you say, don't notify subscribers, or whichever it was, I saw the box last night, I contemplated clicking it, but my video got stuck in processing purgatory anyhow. I thought about it, but I wondered if it really would be wise to not notify my subscribers. The idea behind it, though, is that you're only hitting fresh feeds, and not like... oh wait, no. Not like dead accounts that aren't gonna watch your videos, or people who subscribed on a whim and aren't, like, really invested, you know? Because I think we all do it. You know, we see a channel and we subscribe to them because we're like, oh man, this video was really good and this looks kind of interesting. Or, oh, the guy said subscribe, I'll just go ahead and do it. And then you just, like, never watch them again. I don't blame anybody, I do it too. Besides, I've had like 3 distinct eras of YouTube. Like I had my VR chat era, where I did VR chat videos. Probably my least favorite by far, but one of my most nostalgic ones. At that point, I had probably talked to most of my subscribers. At least once, because my big series... I call it series, but it was 3 videos. And then I got burnt out and overwhelmed. It was called Ask VR Chat, and I would pick a question, and I'd go around asking random VR Chat people about it. Also had like a 24-hour VR challenge. A video called What Your VR Chat Avatar Says About You. That was my first video to break like 1,000 views. Oh my. Into the void we go. Then, after that was like my... I had like a weird little interim period where I barely uploaded anything. And I wanted to do long-form scripted content, which I still do. I like doing that kind of video. I really do. The time investment, however, is massive. Like, I had this video on my channel called My Top 10 Songs in Gaming, which, if you're here on the stream, you can know early, or I guess if you watch the VOD too. That is getting an updated sequel. I have some new picks, some better production quality. My mic doesn't sound like I'm standing 5 feet away anymore. Hopefully I'm better at script reading. But it is one of my kryptonites is I sound so stilted when I read off a script. That video, it's like, what, like 15 minutes long, give or take? It took like 3 hours to make, if not longer. And I was kind of rushing because I wanted to go hang out with my friend in VR chat. So I sped through it. Still. That 24 hours in VR challenge, that took like the better part of 2 days. Like, cumulatively. Not just like 2 days where I worked on it, but like, altogether probably a total of 2 days of time. No, that was a fun sort of era. Then I had the Nuclear Throne period, that was what honestly what got me going as a YouTuber. Ooh, secrets. Besides that, yeah, I field scripting. I do VA work, and it's difficult to have emotion and read a script, especially if it's a bland script. Do you know the game Barotrauma? I really want to play Barotrauma. I have nobody to play Barotrauma with, though. I did used to have a friend group I made videos with. However, since then, some of them have come out and been like, hey, you know, you're getting a lot of attention, and I don't really want to be on the internet like that. You know, you think you could unlist those videos? And I was like, yeah, no, 100%. The only problem is, I type the way I text. Which isn't really the way I talk. So it's difficult to translate that. Even if I think the script is good, it's hard for me to say that the way I think it is in my head, because, like, I'm typing very high energy, like, snarky, kind of funny, and I'm talking just, pretty relaxed. Not really a whole lot of energy in general. No, like, Barotrauma, that is a game I really wanted to play. So was Lethal Company for a while, and I did get to play that one. I'm just terrible at it. I have the worst luck with finding shit in Lethal Company. My friends are in there running around, grabbing shit, and they're like, oh, there's a monster. There's this thing. What? Oh man, look out for that. And I'm like, what room did I come from again? I can't see anything. Where's my flashlight? Ooh. No, hell yeah. Hell yeah, no, I'm gonna have to keep an eye on my profile page. I'll put like a business email there. And if you are interested, I will take you up on that. Oh man. Here we go, here we go. Oof. Well, outside of recording, though, I've been very just in a rut with video games. I just kind of play the same ones I have. This was the one. This was the one I had the top 12 time on. I just kind of play what I have. And then I'll buy a new game, and I'll play it for like 30 minutes. And then I won't get back to it, and I'll just go play RimWorld or like Stellaris, or... Occasionally I'll decide I want to torture myself and play Factorio. What else do I play in the rig? I play this game semi-often. Ooh. Oh, Heavenscape. This one's pretty easy. I got Warhammer 40k Rogue Trader recently. And I think it's a pretty fun game. The only problem I have is they advertise pretty proudly, like, from the people who made Pathfinder Wrath of the Righteous. I played Pathfinder Wrath of the Righteous. It's like the exact same engine. Just in a different environment. It wasn't as, like, daunting as Pathfinder, because there was so much customization there. That was genuinely a really cool game. I have not, I haven't played Pathfinder tabletop proper. I would kind of like to, it seems pretty cool. I was big into D&D. I played with an old friend group. And I used to play in high school a little bit. High school D&D was the most fun because I was like the one reasonable character. And the rest of my friends were doing the most ridiculous shit ever. Not realizing that, like, you can't just say stuff and have it count out of character. Like, I imagine every table has their own rules about that. But I used to play at this card shop. It's like a local game store. I wish that place still existed, because I wanted to get into 40k. I don't have models, largely because just, like, going to town to buy them is a hassle. And they're really expensive. Anyway. Our rule was that, like, whatever you said, you were saying in character. And my friends would say the most, like, ridiculous shit. Or, like, insult NPCs. And then we get thrown out of towns. Well, actually, they got thrown out of towns. I was allowed to come back. But our DM was really, really good. I was just kind of standing there, and he kind of, like, prompted me to get in and participate, and I was glad for that. He also did very good voices, which is, like, that's, like, a requirement for a good DM. I played a halfling rogue, and unlike most rogues, I was not, like, an edgy guy. I was just, like, the one normal person surrounded by a bunch of annoying teenagers. Yo, just popping in to say thanks for getting me addicted to Nuclear Throne Ultra, lol. Oh, you are quite welcome. Wouldn't be the first time. No, Nuclear Throne Ultra is great. I'm contemplating playing it for the channel again. I've been kind of taking a break for it, but the only problem is I would be so rusty at this point. And I do wonder if it would perform, because I spent so long doing RimWorld. It's crazy to think about it. I've been doing YouTube for, like, 3 months now. Typically, every day. You've got days like today where I don't upload. And sometimes I'll double record so I can have a day off the next day. But no, for the most part, I've been uploading every day. And regardless of my success at any point, that is something I'm proud of. That fall was not. I don't think people talk about it too much, but I'm sure you know it if you've tried to do YouTube somewhat seriously. There is a degree of burnout that happens. Like, you do just, at some point, you start to get tired. You know, either your videos aren't performing, or just demand you're crushing it. As long as you keep at it, make sure you don't get burnt out. I think you really could go pretty far. Thank you, fucking ton, man. That is very nice of you to say, honestly. Yeah, I try and keep, if I do find myself getting burnt out, what I find helps, try and do something new. Because the killer for me is I'm doing something that used to work, and it isn't working, or it isn't working as well, then just try and do something new. Because that helps alleviate that. You can feel like, okay, I'm trying new stuff, I'm taking new approaches. If this isn't working, I'm gonna find a way that will. And within that, you can feel like you're doing something, and it's less of like a grind. I don't know if that makes sense, but that's about my approach. Try something new. Oh, man. And I think that's gonna be, like, the next era of my channel. You know, you've got, like, the VR chat era, the Nuclear Throne era, the RimWorld era. And in the next month or so, I think is gonna be the start of, like, the experimenting with new things, and maybe YouTube streaming era. See, I can do Ball Race forever. There could be a Ball Race era if I'm not careful. would really like to do Skullgirls, but I am so not technically good at that game. I give up on the first, like, combo tutorial. I think I can technically do one as Valentine, but not well enough that the game recognizes it. I've been practicing a lot, I've been getting better. And I probably would if I did that for YouTube, but it's also a very niche game. I don't know how much of an audience there is for it. The one problem I have is audience overlap. Because you build an audience doing one thing, and sometimes it works to your advantage. Like, if I play RimWorld, it's very likely I'll have an audience of people who like Warhammer, so I can do a bunch of Warhammer stuff, like I could do Dawn of War or Mechanicus or something. And I could say pretty reasonably, sure, yeah, my audience would probably like this, they might click on it. But if I'm doing something completely out of the norm, like I did with Suck Up, that one's liable not to do as well because I built an audience who watches me for roguelikes and strategy games. So they're like, I don't know. And that I don't blame people for. It is a little disheartening sometimes, though. Still, though, I think I need to let myself experiment and do stuff even if it's not going to perform super well. Oh shit, that's awesome. I actually used to play a lot of SNES games, but I never played Double Dragon. I'm sure I've talked about this before, but I used to have an Xbox that had a bunch of emulators on it. It was like a modded Xbox or something. It could play pirated games. Don't tell the FBI. And we had a ton of emulator games for it. I'd play like SNES, NES, Genesis, Master System. I played some Atari games too. My favorite was probably Neo Geo. Neo Geo had some cool shit, like the AVP arcade game. That was awesome. It's like a side-scrolling beat-em-up. Man, I would like to play another side-scrolling beat-em-up. I haven't played one in forever. Oh, man. I don't know what SNES game I played the most. Probably And I played a bunch of games I just didn't think about a lot. No. Oh. Oh, I think I know I was really obsessed with the Godzilla game for the NES. Both of them, actually. There were two. Like, there was one that was a classic side-scroller that was not very good. That was the one the creepypasta was written about. And then there was like a top-down strategy game that I think I only ever won once. It had the... Oh my god. I'm beefing this. It had the worst NES music loop. So if you've played retro games, you probably know what I'm talking about. It was like... do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do. Repeat. And I used to drive my parents crazy playing that on our old CRT TV. shit, man. I'm trying to think back to all the old games I used to play. I know I used to have Pokemon Yellow for the Game Boy, and I played that a whole lot. I never really played a lot of Pokemon, though. Aside from that. I played Pokemon Silver when I was like 20. Then I played Fire Red at one point. Oh, that I've got to do. That I've got to do. I've got a Fire Red randomizer. I would love to play that on my channel. But yeah, I never got into a lot of the new Pokemon games. Past a certain point, I'm like, where's Pikachu? This is new and scary. I did play Pokemon Stadium for the Nintendo 64 a whole lot. That was one of the few games... Oh, this map is bullshit. That was one of the few games my dad would play with me. Because he's an older guy, he doesn't really like video games. But Pokemon Stadium was the one game I could get him to play with me, aside from, like, Mario Party. He beat me a couple times. I was pretty young, though. Oh, he really liked Kabutops. Probably say that's my dad's favorite Pokemon. Ooh. This one is bullshit. It works on all these weird physics. Oh my god, I hate it so much. I will give him credit, though. He did the Luigi wins by doing absolutely nothing thing before it was cool. So, me, my dad, and my sister were playing Mario Party 3. And we get that one game where you're sitting in the ice rink and you've got all the Koopa shells bouncing around. And he just sat there. And he didn't get hit. Me and my sister were both running around. We got KO'd in the first 20 minutes. Not 20 minutes. 2 minutes. And we were just like, wow, holy crap, Dad, how'd you do it? He's like, oh, you know, sometimes if you hold still, you're not a moving target, and you'll survive. And I have to think there's a possibility that either he knew exactly what he was doing, or he saw what was going on and was like, oh, I can't do this. I'm just gonna stand here. And he happened to win. In my eyes at the moment, though, my dad was a gamer god. Oh man, I used to... It wasn't very fun, but I used to play Mario Party 3 alone all the time. And I would lose. Every time. I could not beat the story mode. I don't know. I may have to try that again. I know they say a lot of people are, like, okay with emulating if you have the original game and the console. I do have an N64 and Mario Party 3. My one complaint about emulating is, like, what does Nintendo care if I emulate Back to the Future for the NES? Terrible game, terrible example. But it's like, they're not selling that game anymore, are they? Can they really make an argument that, like, oh, we're losing out on sales because you're emulating games? And it's like, no. Not really. Come on. Or, like, even PS2 games. Last I checked, those are only being sold secondhand now. And I can understand to a point if you're re-releasing a classic. You know, if emulation was more common, there may not have been a market for the NES Classic, but... I mean, you guys, you can't make new games? I don't know. I'm not, like, the wisest person on matters like this, but it does seem kind of silly to me. I will say that morally, I see nothing wrong with emulating a game you've already paid for. Oh no, there's also, like, game preservation and all of that, and I gotta wonder if it wasn't for emulation. How many more games would be lost media? Or very rare? I mean, even with emulation being a thing, there's still, like, the collector's market. There's obviously a bunch of people who still want and will pay stupid amounts of money for authentic hardware. I am one of them. I paid close to release price for an N64 in the year 2019. Part of that is due to technical difficulties. It is hard to play an emulator. Well, no, not really. Depends on the emulator. Dolphin's pretty good with 2 players. Oh, I waited too long on that one. We'll say, I really do like ROM hacks, though. That's pretty cool. Just some of the stuff people have been able to do with these old games. Oh, this level. This level. Oh, this one is... Oh, shit. Case in point. I know there's like, it's Pokemon Uranium or something. And that game looks super cool. It was like Pokemon in a post-apocalypse. I'm pretty sure that game got banned, though, by Nintendo. Oh. Yeah, no. But this is the internet. I would imagine it's still out there somewhere. Oh, okay. Come on now. No. Whoop. Stop here. There we go, okay. Didn't that have, like, Pokemon cannibalism in it? I don't know. I never played it, I saw the premise. But it just looked really interesting to me. So, you know, this map has been weird bullshit so far. And then you have the last level that feels like... That's embarrassing. We just ran out of time. It's like a very easy, straight line to the finish. Maybe they were on a deadline, but I do know this is one of the earlier ball race maps they made. I think Woodlands might have even been the first. This was one of the first ones I played anyway. But you can tell because the design philosophy between this and a lot of other early ball race maps are way different. This one and Summit are the same difficulty. Summit's way easier. Unless you're like trying to talk and stream and you're looking back and forth to chat the whole time. You're probably not gonna die. This one is a little more difficult. It's also got some random bullshit in it that's not very fair. Those rocks being one of them. Sometimes it's no big deal, sometimes you just physically cannot go forwards. There we go. I know this is supposed to be mud, but I'm just gonna say it doesn't look like mud. Looks like what I watched that one guy on YouTube Shorts clean out of septic tanks. That is one piece of advice I would give. Like, if you think, oh, my idea is too weird, no one on YouTube is gonna watch that. There's a guy I watch on YouTube Shorts who cleans septic tanks. And he has quite an audience. On YouTube Shorts and TikTok. Like, if you've got an idea, there's an audience for it somewhere. And I will say, and I was a bit younger at the time. My first idea for YouTube was I was going to review Doki Doki Literature Club mods. I don't think that's the direction I want to take my content these days. I may do one video on, like, my channelversary or something. I do essentially have a script all written. I just never got around to recording it. I've had to play the game. It's like a 10-hour mod, like 3 times, for the sake of writing that script, because I would wait several months. I'd be like, this is terrible. No one's ever going to want to watch it. And then I'd remember the advice I just gave you. And I'd go back to it and be like, it's been several months. I've got to play this game again. Because I don't remember shit. And then the same thing will happen. Okay, this one's kind of tricky. You gotta take it sort of slow. The speed bumpers would make you think. You gotta speed through this one, but you'll just fly off the edge. Yeah, if you ever feel like your YouTube idea isn't going to get views, Well, it's about like exposure and algorithm more than anything. But just as far as people being willing to watch it, there are close to a couple million people who will watch a 6-hour FNAF retrospective. Stranger things have happened. I will say, I was one of those people who liked FNAF back in the day. But past, like, the third game, I lost all interest in it. And it's funny, because you have FNAF fans now who are fans of the old games and are like, oh, the fandom wasn't this weird back in the day. And I'm like, no, it was. It was always this weird. But I mean, any game that gets that popular is gonna attract a weird fandom just because of exposure. Ooh, so close. I feel like it is a bit unfair. The first game is actually a pretty good horror game. The second game, maybe a little more so. I like it better. It's the only one I've ever actually played myself. But yeah, then just like third game on, I lost interest. My favorite new horror game I've ever played is Faith. Faith is fucking awesome. Oh, Erdorf, you mad genius, and I'm so glad that we got teased for... Oh, no. We got teased for the third game, and it actually came out. I feel like with so many other, like, very special and unique projects, we get, like, that amazing first game. Yeah, no. I didn't like Springtrap. He was not that... He wasn't that scary. He was a cool idea. But his jump scare just feels like he's stopping you and trying to give you a pamphlet. He's like, hey, you want to sign my petition? We're trying to get Starbucks workers more money. And they were all like... It sounds silly when you think about it, but they were all like hallucinations. Because there was a gas leak. Forget Springtrap. The main enemy of FNAF 3 is carbon monoxide poisoning. Oh man, Yeah, Erdorf was really good with releasing that third game, unlike a very certain company that has billions of dollars and hundreds of employees. Third games. Hundreds of employees. You aren't by chance talking about Valve, are you? Please do clip that. No, I don't blame Valve. The poor guys can't count to 3. Oh, so close. It's fine. Nobody ever taught them. We did get Half-Life Alyx, though. That was pretty cool. Oh my god. Oh no, I couldn't possibly be talking about Valve. You know what, though? Like, as much as Bethesda is kind of, crappy, studio has never released a third game ever. Oh, man. They have not. Bethesda is at least kind of Bethesda's kind of crappy. But at least they released Fallout 4. It wasn't great, but we got it. That's more than, like, any Valve fan can say. And honestly, if I was Valve, if I was Gabe Newell, I would be terrified to release Half-Life 3. Because, like, no matter what, that game is never going to meet expectation. It's so legendary. It's such a meme online. And initial sales would be huge, but I feel like ratings, no matter what, are going to be bad because it's just this mythical game. And the reality... Oh, man. The reality of it can just never live up to what is already in our heads. Oh yeah, no. We could have done without Fallout 76. People say it's people say it's pretty good for the first few hours, but even so, the idea doesn't appeal to me. It's like, hey, what if we made Fallout, but if we took everything you liked about Fallout out of it, and we made it multiplayer? Wise Man once said, hell is other people, and the only time I find that to be true is online multiplayer games. I've never played Valorant, and I don't think I ever want to. Just because the people in Overwatch and Apex are bad enough. There's a reason I will never play competitive. It's like, God damn it, you're not playing how you're supposed to. I'm like, I'm sorry, I'm trying. The only thing is, in Overwatch, I'm a Mercy main. That's my favorite character to play. In the meta, you're supposed to play in a way that, like, isn't fun to play. They're like, you're supposed to pocket the DPS and give damage boosts and healing. And that's just... It isn't fun to play like that. I like it more when I'm running around, trying to keep everybody topped off, I'm taking risks. Like, it may not be as efficient, but it's way more fun. You know, this isn't work, it's not my job to play Overwatch and be your healer. I'm not gonna get penalized for not performing well enough. I do think I do a pretty good job of keeping everyone healed. But that is a game that really relies way too much on a bunch of strangers being able to work together efficiently. It's like the one thing you just cannot count on. Two things. The government when they owe you money, and a bunch of random people on the internet of all places being able to work together efficiently and not, like, yell at each other the whole time. Apex, though, as much as my teammates aren't as, like, shitty and rude in Apex, it's way, way unforgiving for new players. I was a Revenant main when I played Apex. And according to my friend, I had, like, prodigy weapon control. He saw me do it, and he's like, oh my god! Retro, that took me ages to learn! And I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing. And then, of course, I got in, and I was terrible. I just sucked absolute dong at Apex Legends. Part of that is, though, everyone is so good at Apex. Like I said, it's super unforgiving. You just can't get in and learn. Oh, timeout. Oh, so close. I'm gonna have to do that again, aren't I? sure am. Oh my god. No, the only Battle Royale game I like is a really crappy gacha game called Super Mecha Champions. As much as we meme on it, though, I had the same thing with Super Double Dragon. I have savant-level abilities in the game, but it was absolute dog water starting out. Oh, man. I cannot think of a game I'm really that great at. This just might be me being, like, being humble. I can't think of a game I'm too terribly, terribly great at. I used to be really good. I used to be really good at Call of Duty Zombies. Black Ops 1, mind you. That was one I would confidently say I was good at. Then again, though, I'm probably better at a lot of things than I give myself credit for. We just live on the internet, though. So it's like, there's always somebody way better than you. And that leads to one of my favorite phrases, comparison is the theft of accomplishment. Like, you can never really appreciate your own progress if you're always looking at other people. And jokes aside, I'm pretty good at minigolf. Not half bad at RimWorld. Fared pretty well in Ganzir. I like to think so. I'm just not as technically knowledgeable. I have a feeling if I sat down and I, like, actually studied the stuff the people in my comment section talk to me about, like, learned some good base design theory, I'd probably be pretty good at it. That's the thing, though, is I only started playing RimWorld fairly seriously for YouTube. Before then, I would always just play casually. Do, like, a Community Builder, Cassandra Classic, and just... if I wanted some action, I'd summon a raid with the console. Now, I do find it makes better content if there's a challenge. You know, obviously. God of the Dead, as much as I like the premise, it was probably my least favorite series just because of how little was ever going on. It was like a very easy setting, and our main character was way overpowered. Much as I like the idea of Tom, the god of death and necromancy, it didn't come out too well. So when the mod pack broke, I was like, you know what, fuck it, we do Mechanicus. And that was a better decision. I used to be half decent at Binding of Isaac, too. That was because I'd play nothing but Binding of Isaac. Like, every day. Oh, my friend and I, we used to play Wrath of the Lamb. Then, when we got Rebirth, it was that all the time. Oh, I will say, I'm pretty decent at Beat Saber. That one I'm pretty good at. Especially when I was playing, like, every day. But honestly, that game is just ridiculously fun. No. Like, I'd be in physical pain from playing Beat Saber. And I'd be sitting there, like, trying to stretch, drink water, take a hot shower, trying to make my arms stop being sore just so I could play more Beat Saber. I did some pretty nuts stuff in that. However, I was playing every day. Oh man, I'm gonna have to... I see the message, I'm gonna have to hit the hole before I read that. I genuinely love the Mechanica series, it just sucks how pansy-ass your colonists were. The loss of timing kinda made it impossible to fight to any real extent. That did suck. We got a bad starting roll. I would say the worst part was the lack of a medic. Like, that's still a problem. Is we have one half-decent medic, but it's surrounded on installing cybernetics, escaping the weakness of the flesh, and half the time our medics are failing or botching surgeries. That and the nuclear stomach. Like, I would not sacrifice... I would not sacrifice that. Maybe this time, ping, I have cancer. Clip for the world? Not a chance. But Retro being laid out with carcinoma half the time. Always being in pain. Getting mental breaks which lead to... Oh my god. Chaos corruption. That was kind of a pain. There was also the mutation mod. Like the chaos mutation. The developer themselves abandoned that mod and was like, I'm not updating this anymore. It doesn't work the way I want it to. And I'm gonna make a new one. You know, it won't be receiving any more support. And that's for Phonics 40k mods, which are honestly like chef's kiss. Go check out Phonics 40k mods. But yeah, we lost actually all of our starting colonists, except for Retro and Halashan. So I was just looking at all my pawns, and I was like, God damn. I went specifically to that first episode to find that clip. And I looked at everybody and I was like, oh, you're all dead now. Sorry, guys. Still, oh my god. No, that was... They ate Nexius. It was worse because Tynan was the one who killed her. Accidentally, like he burned her alive. Butchered her and then thought, well, she's already been deep fried. Oh, that was so sad. I really shouldn't have had colonist corpses on there. On the Butcher tab. My menu management leaves something to be desired. As does, like, my work tab. I think it's funny that Tynan is, like, this legendary hero we named a holiday after. Double baked wife, yum. We bring him back. I don't know what the statute of limitations is on necromancy, but I'd hope it'd be long enough. Then maybe we can reach into, like, the fossilized remains of Tynan's stomach and bring Nexius back, too. stream dying. Oh, shit. That's alright, we're almost done here. I'm gonna take a take 5 for a second. And hopefully, by then, it will have sorted out whatever its damage is. Is it like before? Is it, video is bad, but audio is still good? Or are we just like, toaster modem territory? At very least, the VOD should be okay. Oh, shit. Yeah, but occasionally get the spinning wheel of death. Oh, okay. And I will say, this is probably a pinned comment on the VOD for VOD watchers right now. But I will still AMA in all of the comments if you guys missed it, if you guys missed this one. I was gonna say... Alright. I was gonna say, I wonder if in my life I could get to, like, a ridiculous number of Ball Race XP, like 100 million. Then I realized Tower Unite may not even be operational that long. So, what we're gonna do here... the drop frames do seem to be better. Still not in acceptable parameters, but a little better. They're at 43%. It was at 86 before. We're going to take a BRB. This will actually be Be Right Back. Or is it Intermission? I just got this theme today. I don't know where everything is. Okay, this is my... I'm gonna be back in like 6 minutes. We'll give the stream some time. And I will see you guys in just a bit. Enjoy the Skullgirls soundtrack. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Come on. Okay. Okay, we're back in business, everybody. Stream's been going for about 2 hours now. Might go for an hour longer if I'm feeling it. Went and got myself some ice cream. I was gone a little longer than I was planning to. The drop frames have gotten better, which is fortunate. Oh man, this is my first stream in a while, and the first stream I have done for a lot of you, I'm sure. I used to stream quite a bit. I was on Twitch for a long time. Didn't ever get too far in that. Mostly, I would imagine it'd have to do with, one, my internet quality, and two, the fact that I played games that didn't have a huge audience. I streamed Tower Unite all the time. That was a big one I did. I also, I was really big on the Project Moon games. So we do more Ball Race, we can do some Zombie Massacre. And just do Train Yard. That's like LobCorp, Library of Ruina, and now Limbus Company. Which I still have. I think I supported that game before it came out. I've never kickstarted too many games. Mostly because I'm just convinced it's going to end poorly. There we go, there's chat. That isn't 100% fair. I've seen some Kickstarter games that actually do go somewhere. However, I've also seen plenty of Kickstarter scams. So whenever I see Kickstarter stuff, I'm just like, I don't know. Oh, where am I? Where's my cursor? This game I actually did max out my level in. You get like a helicopter for doing this, I think. Man, this is even harder to read chat in. This game's pretty cool. You get some cool stuff for doing it. And throw stuff in your condos. It's a really interesting premise. There just needs to be more. To be fair, though, this game is one I'm considering Kickstarter supporting. To be fair, though, they've already got a game out. Oh no. And that's the thing now, is like early access. Which I don't mind. I actually think early access is a good thing, but we get way too many games that just never leave it. I say this as a 7 Days to Die. That game's been in alpha for God knows how long. I will give them credit. They added a whole lot of stuff. That game's almost unrecognizable from what it used to be. And it is a lot better. Better and worse. I will say I don't like the new skill system. Like the new one where you take perks for upgrades, and that determines whether or not you're better at stuff, instead of like the one that made sense. Because it used to be you got better at tool and weapon crafting by crafting tools and weapons. And now it's like, You have to take a perk, and it automatically bumps you up to, now you can craft tier 2 this. Let's see, speaking of perks and upgrades... There we go, I've got an Uzi now. Everything else is a lot better, though, from, like, the zombies to the Horde Night system. The building... It's like Rust, which used to be a zombie survival game, and yeah, ripped sexual Tyrannosaurus shall live on in our hearts. No, real. Oh, real. No, Rust was one I could never get into. I do remember when it was a zombie survival game. I think I played a tiny bit of it with a friend. We did not have a legitimate copy, though, so we were not playing online. Probably why I have fond memories of it. Oh! This RPG is kind of bad. These ghosts are insufferable. I do like the vehicles, though. That was a really cool addition. Just, you have, like, helicopters and trucks you can ride around in. I remember the addition of the mini-bikes back in the day. They were so scuffed. Oh my god. They were like the buggiest thing imaginable, and it was almost not worth it to make one. Because it would just clip through the map at some point, and you'd lose it, and you wasted all those materials making a mini-bike that disappeared. Oh my god. Yeah, I still love 7 Days to Die. Definitely. But that game has been in alpha since before I was in high school. I think I was like 14 when I first played it. I'm 25 now. It's safe to say it's been a while. I don't know, though. Can we all collectively breathe a sigh of relief that we're out of that, crafting survival early access sort of phase? Or as Mandalore Gaming would call it, Cursed Runes. It's not that, like, every game there was bad. We got a lot of crappy games from that sort of design philosophy. I would say the Battle Royale phase was just as bad, though. And I really feel like that's not over. Like, Battle Royale started around PUBG, and it's still going with, like, what, Apex and... Tarkov's a Battle Royale, right? Tarkov actually does sound kind of interesting, though. I like to play a lot of these games, but I really... Like, as you've seen this stream, my internet is hit or miss. I mean, I did like a lot of the games we got out of the, crafting survival open world era. You know, 7 Days to Die was cool. I really liked the idea of Stranded Deep. Even if it just, like, never went anywhere. I don't know, what was the deal with Stranded Deep? Did it ever get improved? Oh, bump my mic. Subnautica. Subnautica was really good. That was like a full-fledged game, even got DLC and all of that. Does anyone else remember, though, like in the early days of Subnautica, that really scuffed building not building, but like digging system? Like you could dig through the sand, and it was just like really weird and broken. That's, I am kind of glad they removed that. And I don't know why I did... Subnautica... Oh. Yeah, the terraformers. Yeah, Subnautica's still buggy. Like... no doubt about it. Does it not have, like, a physical release now? Can you not buy Subnautica on, like, a disc for consoles? Or is that, like, online store only? I was gonna say, that game, like, as buggy as it is, it got a physical release. Which I guess isn't too new. There are a bunch of old school PC games. Oh, I believe it's only on Steam. Okay. Because I know you can get it on console. I didn't know if they had an actual disc version. Which is kind of falling to the wayside these days. Like, I wonder how long before you just don't buy games on discs anymore. Because even now, if you buy a physical game, it's got, like, you've got to download updates and crap. Get the additional data. Oh, shit! Wow, that is honestly surprising. That said, though, like I was saying, I guess it's not too new. We used to get, like, old school PC games, and those would often be a super buggy mess, and you would just hope they released, like, a patch with the expansion. The worst one was, like, and I guess this still happens, but you have, like, system specs are more apparent now. And people know more about them. But when I was a kid, like, if I bought a PC game, half the time I'd be like, oh, yeah, I'm gonna go play History Channel Civil War. And then I'd boot it up on my mom's ancient and terrible computer. And it just would not work. The one that upset me the most was I bought Fallout 3, Game of the Year edition, installed it on my mom's computer, and it did not work. I recently just got it again for the first time, and I'm going to play a vanilla Fallout playthrough for the first time in ages. Looking forward to that. Probably going to start that when I leave stream. The moment I got into mods for Fallout, it was over. I can't play New Vegas without a shit ton of mods now. And then I make the game, like, absurdly difficult because World of Pain, Warzone, modern weapons, all of that can make the game so much more difficult. Even if they are really cool. But the early game is just like a nightmare. I guess which is kind of true already. Early game New Vegas can be pretty difficult. Only if you don't, like, you kind of don't know what you're doing. Oh, so close. Favorite FNV mod? Ooh, that's a tough one. Oh, man. Probably like Mojave Warzones, I think that's what it's called. Or that Bunker House mod. Those are probably my favorites. Warzone just adds so many more battles going on. That was one of my favorite things. Also, the game is a bit loud and the mic is a bit quiet. I can fix that. We can take desktop audio down. It'll still be loud for me, but it'll be better for you guys. But yeah, FNV Warzones or the Bunker House mod. There's also a really good 40k mod. However, you find the stuff super early, and it takes forever to use it. Because you don't have power armor training, which was, like, way harder to get in Fallout New Vegas. I'll put my chat out of the way. There we go. Oh, I hate Train Yard. I always do Gas Station. That's my favorite map for this. Somehow that was not my fault. Wait, there's a 40k mod? Yeah, there's a 40k mod that... There's two Fallout 40k mods that I'm very familiar with. The better one is for Fallout 3. That adds, like, classes you can get. Like perks where you can be a guardsman or a tech priest or an inquisitor. There's a video on my VOD channel where I actually played it a little bit. That's Retropunk VOD, if you guys aren't familiar. It's been inactive for a long time. I'm probably not going to go back to uploading to it if I just stream on YouTube now. However, that's the better of the two. It's also a more or less a total conversion mod. It makes the enemies Fallout enemies. The guns are Fallout guns. For Fallout New Vegas, the only 40k mod I'm aware of, it's just like an armor and weapons mod. They may be two separate mods now that I think about it. But yeah, no, it's still pretty solid. I always give Veronica the Sisters of Battle armor. Nah, Fallout has one of the coolest modding communities. Next to, like, RimWorld. RimWorld mods go just absolutely crazy. So I gotta wonder, if there's a new RimWorld DLC ever, how much you want to bet it's gonna add vehicles? Because I feel like a lot of the DLCs get inspiration from mods. Sans like royalty. Royalty, I don't remember any kind of mod existing for beforehand, but Biotech was almost exclusively stuff that was in mods, like genes, alien races, or xenohumans, I suppose. They're not technically aliens. And I think there was stuff for ideology. Granted, it was a lot cruder, but there was stuff for ideology-esque sort of escapades before ideology came out. Not that I'm complaining, because usually whenever Ludion actually legitimizes some of those things, it makes mods for that sort of stuff way easier. Like, the alien races are super cool now that biotech's a thing. Oh, not these guys. Anything but those guys. Oh, these guys explode and I hate them. I'd say Biotech's probably my favorite Rimworld DLC. That was the most cool in concept. Ideology is probably the most, like, does the most changes to your regular playthroughs. That changed the base game the most. Biotech was just a way cooler idea. Yep, they explode. Did I buy starting lives? I would like to think I did. I actually can't see. Oh, don't you give me your participation money. I'm on offline AGC right now. I'm not going to make any of that. Yeah, I used to be really, really into Stellaris. Which, coincidentally, also has a good 40k mod. Or at least it used to. I don't know if it's up to date. However, I just, like... That is a long time to play a game of Stellaris. I also look for... Alright, well, it's been nice to be able to catch you live. Thanks for entertaining me and making your content, man. Your stuff's great. Congrats on 400. You deserve it. So look forward to hitting you up about Barrows sometime soon. Oh, yeah, no. Thanks for being here, man. I honestly appreciate it. And, I'll try and get an email in my bio soon. You can just hit me up there. I'll give you my Discord or something. I'll get back to you. We'll keep in touch. Don't worry about it. Take care of yourself, man. Stellaris was a very, very long game to play. It's like, I'm gonna sit down and play a game of Civ 5, but somehow, like, even longer. Oh my god. I like Civ 5, but eventually you get so many units and buildings and cities and all this crap you gotta look through and do. Another game that's great with mods, though. I will say that much. Because I hate that future tech is just so limited. I'm starting to, like, blur together in my mind what's canon and what's not. But I think you get the giant robot, and that's the last, like, cool thing you get. There's no cool future stuff to research. Oh my god. Get exploded. Retro punk. What happens when you don't upgrade your starting health at all? Alright. That's enough Zombie Massacre. I've played that game enough for one lifetime. Let's see. We'll do some more ball race. That's my go-to sit and talk about stuff game. I don't know what about this. I could just play this game for actual hours. I have before. I've played this game for the better part of a night one time. Probably more than one time. Oh, there's a little lag on my end, aside from the normal stream lag. That's just because my noise suppression takes so much. Oh, damn it. Takes so much CPU power. Ooh. I've got to do that, though, because it absolutely... Like, maybe it doesn't bother you guys, but whenever I watch back my recordings, or... especially if I do audio recordings, if I can hear the little mouth sounds I make, I cannot stand it. I absolutely cannot. It drives me up the wall. Fortunately, OBS and Streamlabs both have noise suppression functions. Ooh, golden melon. Ooh, golden melon. So, I don't have to worry about that too much with my recordings and my live streams and whatnot. However, when I record stuff just with audio recorder from Windows or Audacity, yeah, then it's a problem. One thing about Ball Race, I would love to see this become like a speed game. I would love to see this become like a game that gets speedrun. I feel like there's some bullshit tech you could do if you wanted to do this really fast. I guess you could also have like lag manipulation. Because that way you can just get launched up in the air. I don't know if that's patched yet, but it used to be if you lagged hard enough... I'm not going to play the bonus stage. I have enough money. Sometimes it would just shoot you straight up into the sky at the start of the level, and you could just drift through the air to the end. Okay, this is one I know some bullshit on. Oh! Oh! Clutch that. And I've still done it faster. That wasn't my best time. Of course, I've been... Oh, is that possible? It is possible. There are some speed strats to be had here. Oh. Seriously, you guys do not know the extent to which I have played Ball Race. This game consumed my life for a little while. And even though now I'm kind of rusty, I'm also choking a bit because I'm playing on stream. Trying to talk, read chat, all that. I will say, I always have a pretty good idea of the physics down. I have to imagine, though, probably the best modding community, maybe Minecraft. Maybe. I don't know, because there are games I don't even know about that may have better modding communities. One that surprises me on the extent of how good the mods are is like Dawn of War. Ultimate Apocalypse is absolutely badass. And that's like an old Warhammer 40k game from the early 2000s. Then again, it's 40k though, and 40k fans are very loyal. I dare say a little bit zealous about their franchise. So it doesn't surprise me that even like niche 40k content, or like old 40k content, gets mods like that. Which is, kind of sad, because I don't think we've gotten a decent new 40k RTS. Total Warhammer doesn't count. That's Warhammer Fantasy, and I know nothing about Warhammer Fantasy. Other than what I've seen on, like, certain YouTube channels, I do not know anything about Warhammer Fantasy. I know Sigmar is like a better version of the Emperor. The Skaven are fucking awesome. I love Skaven. That is one I do semi-know about. I love the Skaven. I did a Darkest Dungeon modded playthrough recently that I'm going to be putting up on the channel. And there is a Skaven mod. Haven't gotten into it yet, but it is there. Whoa, oh, damn it. You know, Summit, like, the only reason you die on Summit is because it's easy and you get overconfident. You try and take it faster than you actually can. Probably why people get into car accidents so close to home all the time. It's like you feel safe, you get overconfident, you let your guard down. Then you back into a brand new truck in the Dollar Tree parking lot. Not that I would know. I am fortunate to say the only 2 car accidents I've ever been at fault for were minor. One was like a ding on someone's car as I was backing out of a different dollar store, actually. It's only dollar stores. I've never had any kind of car accident anywhere else when I was driving. I don't know what it is about dollar stores and backing out of parking lots. One was way worse than the other, though, and the guy was such a dick. Like, I get he was mad. I don't blame him for that. I was like a terrified 20-year-old sitting in the driver's seat. He's like yelling in my face. Oh my god. I was also blasting the Evangelion theme. It was a very weird set of vibes. More specifically, there was a van to the left of me. I'm backing out that way. I can't see behind, like, the parking spot next to me. And I was kind of in a hurry. I back out, I turn left. All of a sudden, I hear a car horn honk, because I looked away from the mirror from just a second. There's a guy behind me. I panic and I put my foot down, trying to hit the brake. I hit the gas, and I, like, hit his car, and I think spun my wheels a little bit, like, backed into him after I hit him. And I was, oh my god, I was mortified. I was a smoker at the time. I was, like, sitting there shaking, chain-smoking cigarettes. I was like, oh, I feel terrible. The police officer who came, he didn't rule it as my fault. He said, you know, there was a van between you. Either of you couldn't really have seen the other. It was, you know, by all definitions, an accident. And I straight up, I copped to it. I took responsibility when the cop came over and asked me what happened. I was like, yeah, everything he said is true. I hit him. He still ruled it as an accident. And I was very fortunately on private property. So they didn't peg me for not having a license. So that was good. That was very good, because otherwise, I could have been in some trouble. The other time, like I said, it was just a ding. I was backing out of a Dollar Tree parking lot. Or it might have been one of those other dollar stores. I don't specifically remember. I know they were both dollar stores. And it was when my dad was teaching me to drive. He's like, alright, you know, turn to the right, just take it nice and easy. And we were in pretty tight. And I just turned a little too tight. And I felt my wheel, or my bumper, the back of my car kind of crunch with the other guy's car. And I was like, oh shit, I've hit a car for the first time. But my dad was super cool. He's like, no, don't worry. Stop the car, put it in park. We're gonna wait here for the guy to come back. We're gonna tell him what happened. It's okay, the insurance will cover it. And that guy was cool about it. He was like, oh, yeah, no, you're teaching your son to drive. It's alright, man. You know, accidents happen. Be more careful next time. And I just, oh, breathed a sigh of relief, but I did tell my dad, okay, you drive the rest of the way home. And those are the only 2 car accidents I've ever been in that were my fault. The other 2, one was pretty damn bad. Like, if I hadn't been wearing my seatbelt, I probably could have been seriously injured. I was driving back from a game store with a friend of mine. Good friend, I still talk to him to this day. You may actually see him on the channel one day if you're lucky. And we're coming up to a stoplight. He, like, spaced out. He wasn't paying attention. And we're coming up at, like, 55. We were on the freeway. Or the highway. I think highway. I always forget the difference between those two. And all of a sudden, I look up from my phone. I wasn't even paying attention either. I was in the passenger seat. And I just think, oh, shit. And he looks up, too. Like, probably just felt the panic radiating off of me. And he slams on the brakes. And we hit them at like 40 or 30 miles an hour. Something like that. Oh my god, we like crunched their trunk, broke out their back windshield. Everyone was okay, no one was hurt. I was a little bruised up. I think I got burned a bit by the airbag. Burned by something. I remember specifically in the impact, I felt like a burn on my arm. I've been burned enough times, I know what that feels like. Everyone was very nice in that one, too. There was like a CHP, the California Highway Patrol. I got out of the car and he kind of like took me by the shoulders, like, "You alright? Everybody okay? You're not hurt?" And I was like, yeah, I'm alright. I'm just shaky and barely responsive due to adrenaline. I was so rattled from what happened that, like, after I looked over and I knew my friend was okay, the only thing that occurred to me was, like, try and say something funny to lighten the mood. And I think oh my bullshit. I think I said something like, "Well, that was unexpected." Yeah, but I do believe they eventually tried to sue him for it later. Like, they were very cool at the crash. They're like, well, at least nobody got hurt, you know, like, the insurance will take care of it. It's all good. And then later they're like, oh, yes, we are suing you because we sustained injuries. Which I didn't even know that they did at the time. But, you know, I'm not a doctor. I wouldn't know. The other one was with the same friend. Oh, no. We were crossing, an intersection. We had the right of way. And this lady, she tried to, like, sneak out in front of us as we were already crossing the intersection. And she hit him right in the middle of the car. And it kind of dragged across it. And the worst part was, it wasn't his car, it was his brother-in-law's car. The worst is when you're in a car you don't own. And he stops, pulls over, and gets out. And the lady, she was not the greatest of people. She tried to lie. And say, like, no, you hit me. And I'm kind of looking at the car, and I notice the scrape starts in the middle of the car. And it stops at the end. The whole front is fine. From the middle to the back is where the big scrape from where we scratched across her is. And I'm just thinking, like, that's impossible. If you were going first and we hit you, it would have been on the front of the car, because that's where we would have hit you. Like, we were already halfway through the intersection in front of you when you hit us. The worst part was, like, she didn't even speak any English. We had somebody else who pulled over translating for us. And I had to go to this gas station that was already closed, and the guy was looking at me, like, giving me the stink eye when I showed up, and I was like, do you have a camera facing the street? And he just kind of, like, shakes his head at me, he's like, no, I don't. Get out of here. And eventually she just kind of says, like, hey, you know, like, I don't have insurance. You know, like, sorry I tried to lie to you, but I don't have insurance. I can't give you any money. My friend is like, I'm not on my brother-in-law's insurance either. Just go. Like, just get out of here. And the worst part was we were going to pick up his brother-in-law for work, so we had to tell him about this, like, minutes after it happened. Everyone's still, like, emotions are still running high. And all we're gonna think is, oh man, this dude's gonna be so pissed. Fortunately, though, he wasn't. He was pretty cool about it. We were already in a weird part of town anyway. If you've never been to Fresno, California, it's not the greatest town to begin with. But we were in the weird part of Fresno. Like, we just, like, turned a corner and it goes from, like, a very nice sort of uptown part of Fresno to, like, these roads are shitty. I've never seen this before in my life. Where are we? And that's where I bought a bottle of the liquor Hypnotic. Because it was green. And I've never known there was green Hypnotic before. I was like, oh, this is probably like some agave cactus bullshit. Sounds good. I looked at it. It's regular Hypnotic in every other label. I go on Google and I try and find green Hypnotic. There is no green Hypnotic. This is regular Hypnotic that is just green for some reason. And I just think like, oh, I'm not drinking that. And I like offloaded it to my friend's dad who also likes the stuff. And I asked him about it later, like, was there anything weird about that? And he's like, no, it was fine. I drank it. But I can only imagine it was, like, old. Which shouldn't have been the case, because it's in a corked bottle. Yeah, no. That stuff's weird. I just cannot. I can't drink that stuff anymore, though, for unrelated reasons. I don't hate it, it's just like... liqueurs in general make me sick. I'd rather have just, like, straight liquor or beer. I like the fruity drinks. I used to like Beatbox for a while. Then I realized, like, every time I drink these, I feel like I'm gonna vomit. I wonder why that is. And it's like, oh yes, because they're full of sugar. Oh, yeah, no. No, if you don't hit that fast enough, you're done. You gotta maintain speed. Watching the old video my friends and I made where we played this. Not on YouTube anymore. We were so trash at this game. Like, we all died in the intro of this. Oh boy, come on. Let's get a good one. Let's go. Let's go. That wasn't even that great of a time. I would like to speedrun this. Be cool if I could get a speedrunning scene for this going. Oh, no, 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 no. Play the summoning salt music. Like, play the and then he broke the record music. But it's just me fucking this up. Oh my god. It is funny though. I used to really want to be a speedrunner. I used to speedrun Binding of Isaac, and I did get a half-decent time. Half-decent by my standards, mind you. I got, like... beat the game in, like, 13 minutes. All the way to the chest. Which was not bad. I wish I'd recorded it and tried to submit it, but I mean, I looked at the stipulations for speedrun.com, I think it is. And I just thought, like, that's too much work. Like, I can't do that. I 100% could have, though. And that was the problem. There we go. There's the button. You see, and the rest of it's easy. Yeah, no. Probably do one, maybe two more. We'll reach in about end of the stream territory. I'm gonna have family home from work soon. They're gonna be active in the living room, which is right next to mine, and I don't wanna have to be a damper and be like, hey, I'm streaming, could you guys not be loud? No, I've had like 2.5 hours to stream today. You know, I was actually like a little nervous getting on to stream today. I used to have no problems when I used to stream on Twitch. Mostly because, like, nobody ever showed up. And I always hoped that they did, but, like, it's a big load off your back when you don't really have to worry. But here, where I have, like, 400 subscribers, and we did about what I'd normally do for a Twitch stream. It was no big giant event. Which is fine, it's my first stream and my internet was biting me the whole time. First stream on this channel, that is. I have a bunch of my old streams up on the VOD channel. However, I was genuinely a little nervous of like, okay, how many people are actually going to turn up to this? I do have a fair amount more subscribers than I did on Twitch. I mean, I believe I still have said subscribers. Yeah, I used to stream Lobotomy Corporation and Super Mecha Champions. I think I practically had the market cornered on Super Mecha Champions, but it was not a very big market. I used to stream this game too. This was a very easy one, just to stream and talk while you play. My initial goal was I was going to 100% this game, which was a little bit ambitious. because there are like 600 achievements for this game. I currently have like 245. It gets a little nuts. Alright, let's go, let's go. Let's do it. Whew. Man, all of that hit me just like a truck right now. Huh. Sip of water. I started this, I was real energetic. And just now, like after my BRB, I'm getting back and just seeing the time, all of a sudden I'm just, I'm wiped out. No bonus level, thank you. Whew. Just as a reminder to you guys, though, if you have watched this far, one, thank you for watching this far. I always appreciate that. Watch time is important. Two, if you missed this and you're watching in the VOD, I will still AMA in comments, always. And I figure I might do these, again. Like, do an AMA stream again in the future. This was a test stream, and it was to kind of test the waters for YouTube streaming. And if my internet will cooperate, I think I'm willing to do more of this in the future. I can't be too sure, because I won't know until I turn on my stream. And nobody wants to watch a super laggy stream. That is, you know, it's not a lot of fun. I don't know, my financial situation's changing a little bit, and I may be able to get some internet in the future. So that could be good. Because right now I'm using exclusively mobile data to stream. And you need a little bit more than that, let me tell you. Oh, this is not the map where you do that. Okay, so that... I thought I saw something down here. I'd be making bank in Tower Unite off this stream if my internet wasn't chugging along and I was actually connected to the AGC. I don't know what that means. Like, automated game service? Center? A good comrade? A gross cannoli? I don't know. Alright, come on. Alright. Alright guys, I'm wiped out. This is gonna do it for today. I do want to say thank you to everybody who turned out, whether or not you talked in chat. I appreciate everybody who came here. Always appreciate the viewership. No matter how small the milestone, I'm glad I make somebody smile, you know? That, my friends, that is one of the best feelings in the world. 3 hours, man. I didn't think I streamed that long. So, with that, as I always say, wherever you go and whatever you do, I hope you have a great day. I've been Retropunk. Thank you guys for 400 subs, for being here, and for making my day a little bit better. I will see you in the next one. Peace.